Dear students, welcome everybody. Today I am going to present my first YouTube online teaching, and today I will discuss about the classification of verbs. Particularly, there are lots of classifications of verbs, but today I will particularly discuss about the functional classification of verb. But first of all, we should know what is a verb. What is a verb? We all know the definition of verb, but remember one thing: verb not only indicates action, but also it indicates state of being or having something or doing something. That means verb is a part of speech that indicates being, state of being, having or possessing something, or doing something. That means action. That means verb indicates number one, state of being. For example, am, is, are, etc. He is a teacher. Here is, it is verb, but it is indicating the state of being, not any action. Example 2, having. For example, have, has, had, etc. One example in a sentence: he had a scooter. Here, had, it is verb, but it is not indicating any action. It is indicating having something. Example 3, doing something. Verb also indicates, that is the main function of verb, doing. Doing means any action. For example, he plays cricket. Here, plays, it is verb, and it is indicating the action of playing. That means verb is a part of speech that not only indicates action, but also state of being, having something, or doing something. Now I am coming to the next point, the classification of verb. But before that, we should know there are different classifications of verb. But here I am going to discuss about the functional classification of verb. That means according to function or uses in a sentence, how many types of verbs are there, that I am going to discuss. According to functions or uses, verb is classified into two categories. One is finite verb and another is non-finite verb. Now I am going to elaborately discuss about these two verbs. Generally, maximum students think that finite verb is a verb which indicates only complete action, and non-finite verb is a verb which indicates only incomplete action. But that is not the whole thing. Generally, finite verb indicates complete action, non-finite verb indicates incomplete action, but that is not the main thing, that is not the whole point. Finite verbs and non-finite verbs, before understanding the definition of these two verbs, I am going to clarify with examples. First of all, look at these examples. Example 1, I want to sing a song. Example number 2, she wants to sing a song. Look at these two examples. Look at these sets of examples. In the first sentence, I subject, want verb, to sing. It is also verb. A song, it is object or others, leave it. See. In the second sentence, see, it is subject. Wants, it is verb. To sing, it is also verb. And a song, it is object or others, leave it. But now look here, what are the changes in these two sentences? Look at the first example, I. It is first person, and which number? It is singular number. In the second sentence, see, it is subject. It is third person and it is singular number. That means, look here, in these both examples, the subjects are singular in number. That means no change of number here in the subjects. But look here, I, it is first person and see, it is third person. That means here change of person, here first person, here third person. That means change of person is taking place. Change of person is taking place here, and when the persons of these two subjects are changed, then look what happens. When it is first person, then this verb wants, this verb want without s. And when the subject is third person, singular, it is also singular, but when the subject is third person, then the verb is taking s. That means wants. look at these two changes. That means when the person of the subjects are changing, these two verbs are also changing. They are called finite verbs. But look at these two examples. To sing, they are also verb, but these two verbs remain the same in spite of the changes of the person of the subject. That means the person of the subjects are changed, but these verbs remain the same in both cases. These are called non-finite verbs. And look here, particularly change of person. Now I am giving next set of examples. Example number 3. They want to play football. They want to play football. Example number 4. He wants to play football. Look here, the sentences, these two sentences look nearly same, but only little difference is there. In the third sentence, the subject is they. In the fourth sentence, the subject is he. They, it is also third person. He, it is also third person. But look here, they, it is third person plural number. He, it is third person singular number. That means here change of number, it is plural, it is singular. That means here change of number is taking place, and with the change of number of these two subjects, look, wants, these verbs are changing. That means these are finite verb. But look here, in spite of the changing of the number of these two subjects, these two verbs remain the same, remain in same form in both the cases. And these verbs are called non-finite verbs. And football, it is object or others, leave it. Now I am giving last two sets of examples. Example number 5. You want to work hard. Example number 6. Example number 6. Any example we can give. You. Same example I am giving. Wanted to work hard. Now look at these last sets of examples. Here you subject, you, we all know, maybe singular, maybe plural, but second person, you second person, maybe singular or plural according to the contextual meaning. You second person, maybe singular or plural according to the contextual meaning. But look here, you subject same. That means no change of person, no change of number, but here wanted. These verbs are changing because it is the change of tense. It is indicating present time, it is indicating past time. That means here change of tense is taking place, and according to the change of tense, these verbs are changing. That means these are finite verb. And also look here, same, in spite of the, that means here change of tense is taking place here. And also look here, in spite of the changes of the tense, these two verbs remain the same. That means no changes are taking place here. These two verbs are called non-finite verb. And the last hard, it is adverb, leave it. Now look, from these 6 examples, first set, second set, third set, from these 3 sets of examples, that means from these 6 sentences, we clearly understand that with the change of person, with the change of number, with the change of tense, some verbs are changed and some verbs are not changed. The verbs which are changed according to the change of number, person or tense, these verbs are called finite verbs, and the verbs which are not changed according to the change of number, person or tense, these verbs are called non-finite verbs. This is the main difference, and you make a definition of the verbs, finite and non-finite verbs. Understood? But remember one thing, it is not the end, it is just the beginning, because there are lots of classification of non-finite verbs also. Here I have given only one type: to sing, to play, to work. That means infinitive I have given here. Non-finite verbs are also classified into 4 categories. One is infinitive, gerund, participle, verbal noun. Infinitive, gerund, participle and verbal noun. These 4 types. Non-finite verbs are classified into 4 categories, but that will be discussed in my next class. Okay, dear students, goodbye.